are going to talk about tenses. So in tenses, you have three categories: simple tense, progressive or continuous tense, and the third one is perfect tense. So whenever you write any sentence in English, it will be in these three categories, right? So simple present tense, simple past tense, simple future tense. Or we can say present continuous tense and past continuous tense. So that is progressive tense. Then present perfect tense, future perfect tense, and past perfect tense. So we talk about the present, we talk about future, or either we talk about the past, right? In form of tenses, in form of simple, progressive, or perfect. Now, when you are talking about tenses, the first tense is simple tense. So in simple tense, we have present tense, past tense, and future tense. So here, first present tense, when we write the sentence in present tense. So present tense is when the action of the verb is happening now. Suppose anything which is happening right now, when you are communicating that, then you have to write down in form of present tense. So here you can see you use present simple to talk about habits and things that are always or usually true, right? Suppose an example I am giving, she talks now, that is present tense. They speak well. So this is when the subject is plural, they speak well. So this is also a present simple tense. Now, Alex Jennings runs a chain of steak bars. So that is the true thing which is always true. That person is running a chain of steak bar. So that is usually true, right? So for that we use simple present tense. Now, past tense. So past tense is when the action has already happened, something which happened in the past, right? To make a verb past tense, what we need to do? We need to add ed to the regular verb, right? For example, regularized, right? So what I am doing? I am adding ed to the verb, right? So always remember, verb is the action in the sentence, as I have explained you earlier also. Now, she talked yesterday. So here you can see we have added ed to the verb because talk is the verb in the sentence, right? Your irregular verb, use past form from the chart. They spoke well. So sometimes if you are not able to add ed to the verb, what you need to do is you need to change the form of the verb to past tense. They spoke well. Here we haven't added ed to the verb, right? So now past tense. So here in past tense, I am just continuing with the past tense, right? That you use past tense for a finished action in past. You use past simple for an action which is not yet finished. Sometimes an action which is not finished yet, right? That it which started in the past, you have to write down in simple past tense only. Third is you use the past simple if you say when the action happened. So suppose here I have given the example, I realized my mistake during my exam. So what is happening? Here I have talked about something which happened in the past, right? That I realized my mistake during my exam, right? So this is past, simple past tense. So these both were the example of past tense. Now future tense. So we have discussed present tense, we have discussed simple past tense, and we are going to discuss simple future tense. Now here you can see the action of verb that has not happened yet, but it will. So it is going to happen. Fine. So to make a verb future tense, add will or shall to the front of the verb, right? So what you need to do is you need to add will or shall in front of the verb. So you know what is verb? You know the action in the sentence is known as verb, right? She will talk tomorrow. So the verb here in the sentence was what? Talk. But adding will make it simple future tense. So when you want to change the sentence into simple future tense, you add will or shall to the sentence. They will speak well. So singular noun and plural subject, right? in both of them, what you need to do is you need to add will to the verb. Now progressive tense, which means continuous tense. So here you can see made up of a verb phrase. Main verb uses ing at end of all progressive tenses. So whenever you want to talk about a continuous tense, what you need to do is you need to add ing to the verb. Like suppose walking, talking, right? So when you add ing to the verb, it becomes progressive tense. So for example, present progressive tense. The tense is used to describe an action that is occurring right now. Suppose if I tell you that I am talking. So what I am doing right now is I am teaching you people. So verb, what I have done, I have added ing to the verb, like teach to teaching. Ing I have added, right? So the action is happening right now. I am teaching the class, fine? So the action has begun and is still in progress, or you can say process which is not completed. So right now the process of teaching is not completed. I am still taking your lecture. So what I have done, I have added ing to the verb. Listen to the sentences which I speak right now. I am telling that I am still teaching, right? I'm still talking, fine? So this is present continuous tense, or you can say present progressive tense, right? So use the helping verbs am, is and are. So you have to use am, is and are. I am talking to you, I am still teaching, right? When I communicate like this, then it is a present progressive tense. Is will be used if your subject is singular. So she is talking to you. The subject, the noun in the sentence is singular. That's why I have utilized is. Right? Are is used if your subject is plural. Right? They are talking to you. Fine. So here I have utilized are because the subject is plural. They. Fine. So whenever you add ing to the verb and the action is still in progress, right? You are describing something which is happening right now, then you have to utilize present progressive tense, right? So they are redesigning the staff uniform. So here you can see the subject is plural, right? Now what is past progressive tense? So past continuous tense. So the past progressive is used to talk about an activity that was in progress at a specific point at time in past. Emphasis is on the duration of activity which happened in the past. So whenever anything which is happening in the past, the activity was in progress in past, that is known as past progressive tense. You will more understand with the example. Here what you need to do is you need to add was and were to the verb, right? Use was if your subject is singular and use were if your subject is plural. He was talking to you. So the activity was progressive in the past. That's why I have utilized was before the verb, and verb will have ing, right? Use were if your subject is plural. They were talking to you. Are you getting it? They were talking to you. So the action which happened in the past, and it was in progress in past, right? It was in continuous form in past. At that time you use was and were. Was for singular and were for plural. Now we are going to discuss about perfect tenses. So perfect tense is made up of a verb phrase. So there will be a verb phrase. Add ed to the end of the main verb if the action verb is regular verb. So there are two types of verb, regular and irregular verb. So whenever there is regular verb, you add ed to the verb, and whenever there is irregular verb, you have to look at the chart. So use perfect tense chart if the verb is irregular. Uses helping verb have, has or had before the main verb. So whenever you are using perfect tense, when you are talking about present perfect tense, past perfect tense or future perfect tense, you have to use a helping verb, and then the verb will be there. Regular verb you will add ed, and for irregular verb you have to look at the chart. So with chart I'll be discussing that also. So present perfect tense, the present perfect tense is used to talk about an event that began in the past and continues up to the present. So something which started in the past and it is still continuing to the present, then you have to utilize present perfect tense. So use has if your subject is singular. She has talked to you already, right? So something which happened in the past and continues up to present. Use have if your subject is plural. They have talked to you already. So whenever you utilize has and have with the verb which have ed, right, that means it is a present perfect tense. Fine. With irregular verb, she has known you for a while, right? So known is the irregular regular verb, right? Now past perfect tense. This tense describes the complete event that took place in the past before another past event. So it took place before one more past event. So use a helping verb had, right? Whenever you are talking about past perfect tense, you have to use had. Whenever you talk about present perfect tense, you have to use has and have, right? So past perfect, remember had plus verb will have ed, regular verb. Irregular verb, you have to look at chart. She had talked to you before you ordered the gift. So here you can see she had talked to you before you ordered the gift. So this is also one past event and this is another past event. So when you are talking about two past events, you have to utilize past perfect tense. The tense describe complete events that took place in the past before another past event, right? Are you getting it? Example for irregular verb, they had known about the play, right? Had and plus verb you have to use in past perfect tense. Now future perfect tense. So in future perfect tense, the tense is used to describe an event or action that will be completed before another event or time in future. So this action will be completed before the other action, right? Use will have with the main verb ending ed if it's a regular verb. Irregular verb will have plus the main verb from the column labeled perfect tense. So just remember you have to use will have with the main verb and the verb will have ed in future perfect tense. I will have studied for the test before the circus comes to the town. So here you can see there are two events, circus and study, right? So you are talking about the two events, that's why, and the tense is used to describe an event or action that will be completed before the another event. So I will have studied, right? So studying should be completed before the circus comes to town. So will be completed before another event or time in future, right? So irregular verb, I will have gone to the store before you get home. Now, these are some practice sentence. So you just go through this whole video again and again, write down whatever you have understood, then and only then you will be able to do the exercise. Practice tenses are there, practice sentences are there, right? So the first sentence is Rosetta has dashed her juggling act at our talent show. So Rosetta has done her juggling act, right? Has done. Which tense is utilized here? That also you write down. After she had dashed them, she juggled. After she had thrown them, she juggled. They have utilized had plus verb. Remember which tense is utilized here. Write it down in the second sentence. Third, she is dash right now. Speaking right now is plus speaking ing form of verb. So which tense will be continuous tense? Right? Write down the answer for the first two also. Which tense it is? The sentence is in which tense? Fourth, laughter was dashed throughout the audience. Was they have utilized plus the verb will be laughter was ringing throughout the audience. They have utilized ing and was before the word. Then which tense will be there? Right? So you will be, if you will be able to identify in this four sentence which tenses are utilized, then you are good to go. Right? We will be practicing more in the live session. Right? Thank you for watching this video.